Hello everyone, I'm Alina Fatin from the Identity Advanced Cloud Engineering team. This video is a demonstration of different ways to disable MFA from an admin perspective. Before we get started, let us first understand the requirement of MFA in an organization. As you may know, MFA is a process of authentication which adds a layer of protection to safeguard all access to your organization's data and applications. MFA minimizes the chances of an account being compromised and provides much stronger insurance that your information is only accessible to the intended people. MFA is highly recommended for any organization to prevent frauds and attacks. Hence, we suggest to always have MFA enabled for the user accounts and to make us use of managed identities wherever needed. However, if there is still need to bypass MFA due to unforeseen circumstances, admins can adapt ways to bypass the MFA rather than disabling it.
Should you still need to disable MFA, please carefully consider the risk first and then proceed with the methods mentioned ahead.
Before getting started with different steps to disable MFA, I would first like to demonstrate different ways of how MFA is triggered. Security defaults method. When security default method option is toggled on, users will need to register for Azure MFA within 14 days of account creation. And once registration is complete, users will be prompted for MFA each time they log in. Next is conditional access policy. This is a recommended approach for enabling MFA in Azure AD. As you may know, conditional access policy lets define your own rules to control the behavior of MFA. When you configure conditional access policy to control the sign-in security needs, users will be prompted for MFA to complete a successful sign-in. Next is identity protection policies. These policies offers a sign-in risk policy which can prompt for MFA if a risk event is detected. Per user MFA. When users sign in using a per user MFA enabled account, users will be prompted for MFA each time they sign in, except during exceptions like trusted IPs or trusted devices. Since we have seen the different ways of how MFA is triggered, let us now get into various methods to disable MFA through an admin account. Let us first see how to disable MFA using security defaults method. Go to Azure AD portal and select Azure Active Directory. Under Manage, drill down to Properties. Now select Manage Security Defaults option. You should now see the Enable Security Defaults option on the right hand side. Click on the drop down button under Security Defaults and change Enable to Disabled. Now you should see an option asking for a different reason to disable security defaults. You can select your choice and click Save. Select Disable on your Disable confirmation window. This way, you can disable the security defaults option. Let us now see how we can disable the per user MFA for an user. For this scenario, let us consider an user Alex Wilbur. Sign into AD portal with an admin account. Go to Azure Active Directory. Under Manage, select Users.
On the right hand side, you can view the per user MFA.
Now, you can view the multi-factor authentication page. You can see the list of all users enrolled in your tenant, and under the MFA status, you can view if per user MFA has been disabled or enabled for the user. Click on the box beside the display users to select all the users, or click on box beside the user to select a particular user or users. If you're unable to find users, you can use the search bar to find the users. Let us now disable the per user MFA for our user Alex Wilbur. Select the user you wish to disable MFA for. Once you select the user, click on Disable under Quick Settings. You should now see a window asking to confirm Disable MFA. Select Yes to confirm. Now the per user MFA for Alex is disabled successfully. To re-enable the MFA for that user, select them again and click Enable. As mentioned earlier, you can configure conditional access policy to control the sign-ins according to your security needs. We do not recommend to disable MFA for any user having higher security risk. You will require to review all the conditional access policy to check for policies with MFA enabled. After reviewing the conditional access policies, and if you wish to exclude a particular user account for a particular conditional access policy with MFA, you can follow these steps. Let us consider a sample user, Alex Wilbur, who is a user in our tenant. Sign into Azure AD portal. Now select Azure Active Directory. Under the Manage options, drill down to Security. Now select Conditional Access Policy. You should now view the Conditional Access Policy blade. Select the conditional access policy you want to configure. A sample user Alex has already been enforced with conditional access policy with MFA. So to exclude him from the conditional access policy, under assignment, select users. Here you can view the option to include and exclude users. Since we are looking to exclude Alex from conditional access policy, select the exclude tab. You can see different options to select the category of a user type. Since Alex is an internal member, I'm going to choose Users and Group. Click on Users. On the right hand side, choose your required user and click on Select. Now you can view that your desired user is being listed under the Exclude tab. Now the needed configuration has been made. Let us select Save. This will allow you to exclude the conditional access policy from initiating an MFA. Now let us consider to disable MFA for identity protection policy. Looking into identity protection policy, we do not suggest to manage MFA through identity protection blade. Instead, we recommend to do it through the conditional access policy. Considering identity protection policies, the MFA is prompted when sign-in risk is from medium to high, so it is never recommended to disable MFA through identity protection policy. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.